Hey there, my friends. This is Yvette, and I want to show you guys how to make this basket. It is a crochet miniature basket with yarn balls, and it has some toothpicks to serve as knitting tools or crochet hooks. And it was handmade with so much love. And I want to show you guys how to make this. You can gift this to someone in your life that loves to crochet like me, and they can place this on their Christmas tree, on their desk, whatever their heart desires. So let's make it. You need very few material items. The main item is your yarn. I like to use white for this particular basket, but you can use any color your heart so desires. Use whatever you want. You need a G hook. I use a G hook for this particular basket. You need a tapestry needle. You might need a stitch marker, some scissors, a round, and a row counter. Okay, so this is like for those who are just learning to crochet, and I really suggest you get yourself one of these. So let's get to crocheting. We're going to start with round one. So just set your round counter to round one, like that. So we're going to begin with a magic circle. And if you don't know how to make a magic circle, I suggest you search on YouTube how to make a magic circle. And I think I have a video tutorial for that as well on my channel. I'm not sure. I haven't been recording for a good while. So anyhow, to begin round one, guys, we are going to make in this magic ring 4 single crochets. 1, that's 2, 3, and 4. We are making 4 single crochets into that ring right there. We are going to close the ring up. Let's just not pull too tight yet. And then we are going to start round 2. Stitch marker, not stitch marker, I'm sorry. Row counter, round 2. Okay, so here for round 2, what you're going to do, let's zoom in just a bit here. We are going to make 3 single crochets into each stitch around. So we had made 4 stitches, so you're going to make 3 stitches in each stitch for a total of 12 stitches for round 2. So let's go ahead and do the first one. And this is why I say do not pull too tight, because you'll have a hard time sticking the needle in there or inserting the needle in there into that first stitch. So here we're going to go with 1, go back into that same stitch, 2, and 3. Okay, so if you are a beginner, when you make the first single crochet, I suggest, let me see, this is 1, 2, and this is 3 right here. So this is the first one, the very first stitch I made in that first single. Mark your first stitch, so that way you know this was the first stitch you made for round 2. Go ahead and make 3 stitches, single crochets in each stitch around. There's 3 stitches left, and you should have a total of 12, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so we have come to the end of round 2. I've counted my stitches and I have 12. So now we are going to start round 3. So use your round counter, round 3, and let's start round 3. For round 3, we're going to make 1 single crochet into that first stitch. And then you're going to take your stitch marker and you are going to mark it, especially if you are new to crocheting. This marks the first stitch for round 3. Take your hook, and then you're going to make 3 single crochets into the next stitch. So here is That's 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to make 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and then 1 single into the next stitch. And then you're going to make 3 single crochets into the next stitch. So that's 1, that's 2, and 3. And then you're going to repeat this pattern all around. So 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, so that's 1, and then the next stitch 2, and then in the next stitch 3. So continue with this pattern all around, 2 and 3, and I'll meet you at the end of round 3, and you should have a total of 20 stitches. I forgot to mention, as you get to the end of round 3, there will be 1 single crochet left. So you will make, well, I meant 1 stitch, 1 single crochet stitch left. You're going to insert your hook into that last stitch, and you will make 1 single crochet. And then again, starting with your marked stitch, count all the way to the end, and you should have a total of 20 stitches for round 3. We are going to start on round 4. So use your round counter and adjust to 4. And let's start round 4. Okay, so for round 4, let's go ahead and remove this stitch marker, and you will make a single crochet in that stitch, the first stitch for round 4. Use your stitch marker and mark that first stitch, which will be the first stitch for round 4. Take your needle and then make 1 single crochet in the next stitch. And then in the next stitch, you will make 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And then you will make 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 single crochets into the next 3 stitches. So that's 1, back into that stitch, 2 stitches, and then make another single crochet into that same stitch. So you made 3 singles into that stitch. Then you will make 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you're going to repeat this pattern all around, and I will meet you at the end of round 4, leaving me with 2 stitches left. So you're going to make 1 single crochet into the next stitch after you made those 3, and then 1 single into the next stitch, and this completes round 4 for you. So starting with the stitch marked stitch, count your stitches all around to the end, and you should have a total of 28 stitches. So now we are going to begin round 5, so adjust your round counter to round 5, and let's begin round 5. Okay, so I removed the stitch marker, and we are starting round 5. But for round 5, we are going to be making a half double crochet. And if you are a beginner, I suggest you go to YouTube and search half double crochet tutorials. I also have a tutorial in my channel. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to make a half double crochet. But we are going to be working in the back loop of the stitches. So we're going to yarn over the hook, and we're going to go into the back loop. We're going to, in other words, we're going to insert our hook right in between the little V right here. You can see they're like little V's. So that's the back loop, and that's a half double crochet. And Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mark my first half double crochet stitch with a stitch marker. This is just to remind me this is the first stitch for round 5. And we're going to be making a half double crochet in each of the back loop of every stitch all around for a total of 28 stitches. So let's do a few. Yarn over the hook, go into the back loop, and then pull through the 3 loops. Yarn over the hook, insert your hook into the back loop of the stitch, and pull through all 3. Yarn over the hook, insert your hook into the back loop of the stitch, yarn over and pull through, and then pull through all 3. So as you can see, as you're working into the back loop, it's just kind of helping bring this up, okay, like a little, it's gonna form like a little well. It's gonna give you this look. So you see, this is when I started working on the back loops. So we're going to start crocheting up so that we can form the little basket. So continue to make your half double crochets into the back loop of every stitch for a total of 28 stitches, and I'll meet you at the end of round 5. Okay, so I've completed round 5 and I counted beginning with my stitch marker all around for a total of 28 half double crochet stitches in the back loop. Before we continue this little loose string here, take your tapestry needle and all you got to do, this is on the inside of the basket, so just weave it through the little loops on the inside, just weaving in different directions just to hide it and at the same time secure your work. It's what I do, like that. And just give a little tug. You can cut it if you choose to. If not, don't. But I'm going to cut it because it's in my way. Okay, my friends, so now we are going to begin round 6, and you're going to adjust your round counter to round 6. I'm going to go ahead and remove this stitch marker for now. I'm going to yarn over the hook like so, and we are going to make a front post double crochet into the next stitch. This is where it's going to get a little complicating, but there are many tutorials out there on the internet. You can find it on YouTube, or I believe I also have a tutorial for the front post double crochet. For round 6, yarn over the hook. This is what you're going to see as your post, this right here. We're going into the front, and then we're going to come out this way, yarn over, pull through all the way, bring your loops to they're at the same level, and double crochet. You're going to go into the first 2 loops, yarn over, and go into the other 2 loops. Yarn over the hook, and now into this next post right here, this one right here, we're going to make a back post double crochet. So yarn over the hook, insert your hook from the back, and then go into this little gap here, yarn over this yarn and pull through, bring your loops up to the same level, and draw your hook right through those first 2 and then the last 2. So we did a front and a back. Yarn over the hook, and here's another front post, or the post. Insert from the front, bring out from the back to the front, yarn over, and then pull, as long as these are kind of the same height, yarn over the hook, draw through the first two, yarn over the hook and draw through the last two. That's a double crochet, but that was a front post. Yarn over the hook. Here's the back. Here's the post. I'm sorry, the post. But we're going to make a back post double crochet. So insert your hook from the back, yarn over. You're going to yarn over your hook from the back, and then go right into that space, yarn over, and continue making your double crochet. Yarn over the hook. There's another post right here from the front, then from the back to the front, yarn over the hook, and then pull, yarn over the hook, draw through the first two. The next row we'll do one more. Here's a post. We're going to work from the back now. Back, the front to the back, and then you're just bringing it through those gaps or those spaces, and there we go. So we are making, as you can see, front post, back post, front post, back post, front post, back post, so that you can create this little design on your basket. Just continue the pattern. I'll do one more or two more with you guys, two more. So we're going to take our needle, yarn over the hook. This was the back. So now we're going to do a front post. So look at the little post right here. This is the post. Front, from the back to the front, yarn over, pull through, pull up a bit, yarn over the hook, draw through the first two loops, draw through the last two loops, yarn over the hook. Here's your post. We're going to work from the back, back to the front, from the front to the back, yarn over and pull through, yarn over the hook, draw through the first two, and draw through the last two, and continue repeating this pattern all around till you get to the end of round 6. And I forgot to mark my very first one. So this is the first one. So don't forget, guys, if you're a beginner, mark your first stitch, okay? So I'll meet you at the very end. So I have completed round 6, and you can already see the beautiful design on the basket. And you're going to do round 7 and 8 the same way. So let me show you again. Remove your stitch marker, guys, remember. So we are now on round 7. So adjust your round counter. And then we're going to yarn over the hook. And this is the post right here. This is the first post. We're going to work in the back. Okay, so go into the back. Oops. Pull your yarn through that space or that loop or that stitch and make a double crochet. And then again, if you are a beginner, just a reminder, mark your first stitch. So go ahead and continue with round 7. I'm making a front post double crochet. So we started with a back post double crochet for round 7. This is a front, and then again we're going to continue repeating this pattern. So we're going to go to work from the back to the front. This is a back post double crochet, and then front, and then a back, the back, pull. So again, just continue crocheting this pattern, back, front, back, front, back. So continue all around up to this last post here, and you should have a total of 28 stitches, and then you're going to do the same for round 8. So for round 8, you're going to start with a front post, and then you're going to finish off, and I'll show you what we're going to do next. Okay guys, so I completed round 8. I counted my stitches. I have 28 stitches, so this is where you're going to finish off, and this is what it's going to look like. Just making front post and back post double crochets between round 6 and 8. So here we're going to finish off, and I'm going to remove this stitch marker here, and I'm just going to make a slip stitch into this next stitch right there, and then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to attach the working yarn from my project, and then here I'm going to pull up, take my needle, oops, okay, where are you? Take my needle, and then I'm just going to insert it into this next stitch here, like so. Okay, and then I'm going to take the needle and go right in between this stitch and then I'm going to just weave my needle into the inside of my basket through these loops, and this is only to secure my work, hide this piece of yarn, and secure my work. That's it. I just want to show you guys how I make this little basket. It's an item that is very popular in my Etsy shop. And there's the little basket. Let me show you how I'm going to make the handle. Then I'm going to show you how we're going to make the yarn balls. Okay, so here for the handle, we're going to just make a slip knot. But I'm going to chain up to 21. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. What you're going to do here is we're going to make a single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So you can work just by inserting the hook here, or if you want a more clean edge, you can work in the back hump. There's like a little hump. You can see it right there. You just insert your hook in there, but it's going to take more work. So go ahead and insert your hook into that second chain from the hook and make one, and then go into the next and make your second single crochet, the next chain, your third, and just continue until you get to the end. You should have a total of 20 stitches across your handle. And then I'm going to show you what you're going to do next. Okay, so on the last chain, make your last single crochet, and that's it. Make a knot. Leave enough string so that we can stitch this onto your basket. And all you're going to do is just turn your little handle or your strap, and you're going to hide this in the back, and then of course you're going to attach this to the sides of your basket. So you're going to be attaching on both sides like that. Okay, so it's going to look like this. You're just going to attach it from the inside, you know, stitch it with your using your needle. And then I'm going to show you guys how to do the little balls, and then I'll show you what I do to make sure that everything stays in place. And here is your completed little basket, guys. So now what you want to do is you want to make your little yarn balls. Okay. You can use whatever colors you choose that you want for your basket, but these are my the colors that I always use for this particular basket that I sell in my Etsy shop. I always keep a jar full of my little yarn balls. Well, I'm a little behind, but I like to make them and have them ready because if someone orders a basket, I always have these at reach and ready to glue on my basket. I'm going to show you all how to make this little ball real quick. Okay, of course, if you have a certain way that you think is easy for you, then do what works for you. Do what works for you. Okay? So, what I do, and then of course, I have stiff fingers and hands. I wrap the yarn around my two fingers, and then again, I'll just grab it, and then I just kind of fold it, pinch, and I continue. And you have to be, you got to make sure that everything is nice and tight. And trust me, guys, sometimes I have to start all over again. So if you all know of an easier way to make these yarn balls, please share that with me. Would you just wrap your yarn and then turn like that, and then turn using your fingers. Anyhow, guys, keep making your little ball. I'll show you guys how I secure it. Take a tapestry needle. You gotta hold that little ball, making sure that it doesn't unravel, because trust me, guys, it has happened to me many times. I'm gonna just take this needle and I'm gonna go in between some of these loops, and I'm gonna pull. That's just to secure my work, like that. Maybe you can go from the opposite way down, and then perhaps maybe a knot right there, and then just remove the yarn, the loose yarn, or the end, and there's your little ball. I'm going to show you guys how I secure the little balls on top of the basket and what I use to fill. So let me show you guys what I use to fill my little basket. Okay, guys, so now to secure the yarn balls on top of your basket, you need some filler. So I'm using a plastic grocery bag, and I formed it into a little ball. I placed some glue on the inside, the center of the basket, and then I just placed the ball inside and then shaped my basket. And then you're going to take your yarn balls. You can place 4 or 5, it depends. And you're going to also hot glue them here. Okay, so if you take these two, you place them here, hot glue them right here. You're also going to place some glue in the center, and you're going to connect them. And you're going to do the same with the other 2 yarn balls. You're going to place glue on the bottom, place them on top of the plastic filler, then you're going to place some glue in between to connect them, and then you're also going to place some glue in between the center here. So glue here, place them together so they can stay together. And then what I do also, after I've already glued the yarn balls on top and they're not moving around, I will place a little bit of glue about right here, and I'll take the top of the basket and I'll just pull it up and just press it against the yarn ball so that, we don't see too much of the plastic on the inside and they stay on top. You can just kind of press. You can press, push up just to make sure that this stays on the top. Okay, so once you do that, then you're going to take some toothpicks. If you do not have toothpicks with the little beads, you can find some beads at Hobby Lobby or your craft store. Hot glue on the top. And then you're going to take your toothpick and you're going to place a little bit of glue on the tip, and then you're just going to insert it into the center, piercing it through the plastic, and then just place it where you want it to be, and that's it. And you'll have a little basket. These are cocktail toothpicks, and they are long, so I had to trim. But you can be creative and make your own. And that's it. So if you like this video, guys, give it a like, please. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more tutorials. Thank you. Bye-bye.